Hey, everybody. Steve here. So, in a classic move from every failing TV and movie star who doesn't want to take responsibility for their own actions, Jodie Whittaker has come out with yet another interview where she, wait for it, blames the fans for how poorly her time on Doctor Who went. Now, I love Doctor Who. I love the classic Doctor Who. I have the Doctor Who movie with Paul McGann. I have all the rebooted Doctor Who up until the first half of Peter Capaldi's last season. I haven't got the second half yet. I've seen it, but just haven't had the heart to actually purchase it yet. Doctor Who's great. The thing is, real fans of Doctor Who don't like Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall's version. We hate it. It is garbage. As a matter of fact, everything after Capaldi is garbage. It is twisted sexual fetish fan fiction, especially the new stuff. Looking at you, Shooty. Yeah, so I read an article in the Cosmic Book News, which I will leave a link to that article down below so you can read it yourself. Just don't take my word for it. About how Jodie blames fans. The article starts off like this. With Doctor Who having been a massive failure since the introduction of the 13th Doctor, in a tale that is quickly becoming as old as time itself, Jodie Whittaker blames fans for the show's failure. Well, of course she did. Ever since 2016 and the rebooted Ghostbusters movie that sucked, the only thing that they have, the only recourse they have, is to blame you. They're too narcissistic to blame themselves. It can't be their fault. It has to be your fault. I mean, what in the world could have possessed her to think something like this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it now. She took a couple capsules and went to interview. Got it. Okay. All right. So the article goes on to say this. Via the UK's Telegraph, Jodie Whittaker goes so far as to blame the male audience, saying boys didn't look up to a female Doctor Who. It's never been questioned that I had to look up to men, she told the Sunday Times, referencing how as a young girl she liked Doctor Who. So it was fascinating that for some, we, women, could not be role models. Well, there are two things I want to discuss about this quote. One, yeah, for over 50 years, we've been playing with G.I. Joes. We've been playing with boy toys. We've been playing with stuff made for males. And then all of a sudden, someone comes along, rips it out of our hands, shoves a Barbie at us, and is like, hey, now you play with this, and you're going to like it. No, we're not. It's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. The second thing I want to talk about is this. She's telling people how, in this interview, how as a young girl, she liked Doctor Who. That is a lie. Because back in 2018, she did another interview where she said this. The actress admitted that when she was about to try out for the part of the Time Lord, she was worried she didn't really know the show, only to be told by showrunner Chris Chibnall that this was something of an asset. Doctor Who wasn't something that was on TV in my house when I was growing up, So I thought I'd have to cane it before the first audition and watch every single episode, Whittaker tells Marie Claire magazine. Now, I'm not going to bring that article into the description. That should be easy enough to find, I guess, if you want. Look up, I think it's from Variety. Just Google Jodie Whittaker never watched Doctor Who, and you'll find it. As a matter of fact, there was I do believe that on a David Tennant podcast, she told him that since she was unaware of Doctor Who and she never watched it and she didn't know how her character should act, she basically just acted like David Tennant and Matt Smith, which is why her character looks so stupid. She's doing an imitation of David Tennant and Matt Smith, running around trying to be them instead of trying to make the character her own. She's a terrible actress. And Chris Chibnall has proven he's a terrible writer and showrunner. And they both helped start the decline of Doctor Who. Now, the BBC has to take some credit in that decline as well. They forced Stephen Moffat to start creating shows, not because, don't write a good story, don't have good characters. We need you to create shows that check boxes. Make sure the characters look a certain way. They're part of a certain group, alphabet group. That's how we want to do our shows from now on. Be good stories. No, we don't want a good story. The story is what the person looks like, what the person identifies as, who the person sleeps with. That's all we care about. And then the Doctor, you just kind of, weave around that. So, the fact that Jodie Whittaker is out there is claiming that men are to blame for the downfall of Doctor Who, how men didn't like her as a doctor, I'm sure at some point a female doctor would have shown up. And I'm sure if they had played it right, if they had the right showrunner, the right writers, the correct actress that could actually embody who the Doctor is and carry it on, I'm sure it would have worked. But they chose the absolute worst. They chose the worst actress. They chose the worst showrunner. Everything was just the absolute worst that they could have possibly picked. And now, it's even worse. It is even worse, and it's coming up April 22nd. We're getting the second season of the extremely abysmal and terrible Ncuti Gatwa and RTD season number 2. Am I going to watch that? I'll probably watch the first episode just so I have something to talk about. But past that, I really don't know. It's going to be on a case-by-case basis, I guess. If I'm on some live streams and they say we're going to talk Doctor Who, I may have to, gut it out and watch one just so I can know what I'm talking about. But hey, you guys let me know in the comments. Are you still enjoying Doctor Who? Are you one of the men that Jodie Whittaker's mad at? If you like what I'm doing here, if you appreciate me coming and talking to you guys about Doctor Who and other sci-fi and comic book stuff, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. Look down in the description. There are plenty of ways that you can support this channel and me as a writer. No pressure. Just give it a look. Hopefully you want to join the community and let's make this a fun place to be. Let's be able to talk about not just the bad stuff, but bring up some good stuff too. That's all I got.